Facebook busted. I can't believe I found this. I really can't. I can't believe a company so large would would make this kind of a mistake. This really just blows my mind. But I want to share something with you. This is huge. So what we were told, Mark Zuckerberg and his recordings and interviews and stuff like that talked about that he created Facebook because he felt that we all needed to be connected together, that we needed that privacy really shouldn't be a thing, that we should be connected together and sharing all of our thoughts and everything that we do, and that it was really, really, really important according to him. And here we see on their website, Facebook helps you connect and share with people in your life. So social media is supposed to be very, very important. And connectivity is supposed to be very, very, very important. But is that what it's really all about? Or is that what we've just been told? I guarantee you this video is going to blow your mind. So first I want to share a video with you, just a short clip of a video from a very amazing young man. And then I'm going to show you the truth about Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger.
One. In contrast to North Korea is the United States. Until last year, the US was the world's leading economy, the largest in the world. And what's impressive to me, it had this spot for over 100 years. What's so powerful about the US economy is the capitalism it has exported to all over the world. There are two aspects to this capitalism that I find most powerful. The US attitude towards entrepreneurship and its entrepreneurial spirit, which is exactly what led me to the United States when I was 16 years old. Second is the middle class, a strong, striving middle class, which is necessary for a strong economy. But when I look at the US economy, and when I look at capitalism today in the world, I am concerned. I am concerned about the sustainability, and I'm concerned whether this capitalism I have enjoyed is going to stay with us because of a rising trend in income inequality. The top 1% of the world today owns 50%, and the bottom 99% owns another 50%. How does that sound to you? The bottom 99%? Doesn't sound right, does it? And it doesn't sound sustainable. And it's even less sustainable when the prediction is that the top 1% goes to 51% next year, 52% the year after, and 54% by 2019. When looking at the last 20 years, income inequality has really risen rapidly. But why is that? What happened in the last 20 years? We all got connected to the internet. Connectivity rose. But is there really a link between connectivity and income inequality rising? When looking at connectivity, this illustrates more than 2 billion devices being shipped this year. When I started thinking about income inequality, and when I started thinking about connectivity in 2009, more than 2 billion people were connected to the internet. Today, it is over 3 billion people. But when I first think of connectivity and internet and the world, I think of good things. We get connected, which means we get closer to each other. Information is more freely available. And when we look at changes that happen in countries, regime changes, democratic movement as a result of connectivity, that's all a very good thing. So I started thinking more about it. And I was asking myself, so is connectivity connected or not? And I found something that is highly disturbing. I found that in today's world of connectivity, we have a very strange economic phenomenon. It's a phenomenon where billions of people work, contribute content and actions for free, and very, very few reap massive economic gain. Because people work, and contribute for free. I'm calling this economic phenomenon freeism. How does freeism actually work? I participated in freeism this morning. I participated last night. So have most of you, and you don't even know it. In freeism, you use the internet as you do every day. You use it for free. But while you use the internet, what actually happens is that due to your actions, economic gain is created. Now, this economic gain is large, very large. But what happens with this economic gain? It goes to very few. Now, think about it. The way I define freeism, billions of people work, contribute, content and actions for free, and very, very few reap all economic gain. In a system where billions of people work for free and only very few reap all the gain, income inequality is virtually built in. Now, I'm not saying that freeism is the reason for rising income inequality, but what I am saying is it's a reason for it, a reason most of us have never thought about. In 2009, I had a vision. I had a vision of...
Okay, so I'm going to point out the fact that this video was made in 2016, a year ago, about a year and a half ago. And things have definitely changed a lot. So before, we can see here that 1% of the wealth of the richest 1% now equals not the 99% of the people. So, and this was also done in 2016. So the speaker's data was a little bit out of date. But at that time, it took 64 people to equal half the wealth in the world. And in January of 2017, it only took 8. That's how quickly things are changing. That's how quickly income inequality is happening. And it is a dark future in the world when a handful of people own all the money, because it means the rest of the people are slaves to be done with whatever they want. And this is the problem that we're facing. So how big of a contributor, if income inequality, if the number one cause of income inequality is social media, and it is, then how big of a factor does Facebook play in this? This chart shows the revenue breakdown per user across Facebook. So worldwide, US and Canada, Europe, Asia, the rest of the world, and the UK. As you see, the largest factors, the largest ones in the US and Canada, they make $62.06 per user per year. And in the UK, 46. Actually, 46.6. And actually, this article, let me show you the date on it. Was in 2016. So those numbers are drastically higher now. Now let's look at the countries with the highest inequality, the US and the UK. So this connectivity has created massive inequality in the world because Facebook and social media has no product. They make no product. The entire product is created by the users. If it wasn't for the people who use Facebook, posting the things that they post and sharing and chatting and all of this other stuff, there would be no place to put the ads. There would be no data to sell to others. So the other thing to consider is that we're told that the reason that this was all created was it's very important that we be connected. That was the most important thing. So social media, according to Mark Zuckerberg, is really, really, really important. And I'm not saying that it's all bad. I'm just saying that it isn't fair. And the man in the video is one of a few companies who is trying to do something about this freeism that's creating this social inequality. Because these companies are making hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're not doing anything to help humanity, to even give back to the ones that create their companies. And I know you might think, well, no, Facebook does do something. They make games. They don't make games. Companies pay them a percentage of their profits to put those games on there. Facebook doesn't make anything. So this is the thing that I wanted to show you. So social media, according to Mark Zuckerberg, is hugely important. It's hugely important for us to share this information. Or is it hugely important for them to know everything about us, to follow us everywhere we are, so that they can make money selling us stuff? This is, and I took a screenshot of this originally, but then I realized I have to make a video, because Facebook has the kind of money that they could instantly correct and resolve this situation to make it as if it never happened before. They have the money to pay Twitter to fix this before the news spreads across the world. But they can't if I make a video. Although I have made videos exposing this, and of course, what we're trying to do to get out into the world, these big companies that are making all of this money in this way off of other people's efforts do not want to see companies like the companies that I will be discussing in this, the companies that the gentleman in the video was talking about, companies that fight freeism. So they will do things like make sure our videos aren't seen, or make it look like they're not watched. I mean, these are all things that they have the power to do. They have the power to control what you see on the internet. And that has made this once vast new frontier nothing more than a monopoly or polyopoly of, a handful of companies that control everything. They control whether or not a company can be successful or be popular or grow virally, because they control what you see. So I want to point out a few things to you. First off, this is Facebook's official Twitter account. You can tell that by this little blue, whatever that's called. It says verified. When I scroll over, it says verified account. That means the account owner must prove that they are in fact Facebook. They have tweeted 7,184 times. They have liked 432 things. That's an interesting number, because Facebook says with just 300 likes that they know you better than your own spouse. They know you better than any person on earth by just using their computer program and just 300 of your likes. If you use Facebook, ask yourself how many things you've liked. Talk about giving up your privacy. That this social network knows more about you than your own spouse. and it's incredibly accurate. Again, is this just about connecting us? 432 likes, though, since 2007 when they joined. That's not very social, is it? 14 million followers. Actually, 14,035,543. Obviously, these are users of Facebook. That's why they're following the Facebook Twitter page. So how much does Facebook care about its customers and its followers? Well, celebrities pay, because they're very busy, they pay people to monitor their accounts. They pay people to monitor their, to basically run and pretend they're basically the celebrity so that their fans get updated information about them. So if social media is so important, according to Mark Zuckerberg and to Facebook, then why, with over 14 million followers, does Facebook not feel the need to communicate with them? If Facebook makes a tweet, over 14 million, a minimum of over 14 million people will see it, because you don't have to be a follower to see what Facebook is posting. It will come up when you do searches for other things. So here we have this post from January 21st, 2016. The next one, July. The next one is 6 days later. The next one is 7 days later. The next one is several months later. Well, August, September, almost 2 months later. And then several months later. And then 3 weeks later. And then the last post. Facebook is not using social media. Facebook has not made a post in 6 months. At the time of this recording, it is August the 2nd, 2017. Facebook has not used Twitter in 6 months. Facebook doesn't feel the need to say anything to its over 14 million users. Now think about that for a second. Think about if you were a company and you had 14 million followers on Twitter. Would you not use that for top of mind awareness, advertising, to keep when people think of social media, that they think of you? Kind of like, Coca-Cola advertises everywhere. Even though everyone knows what Coca-Cola is, they spend tons of money on advertising. And why do they do that? It's called top of mind awareness. Because they want you, when you're standing in front of the cold drink section, they want you to think of them before you think of Pepsi or anyone else. And that is very, very important advertising. It's how you retain the customers you already have. And any company with 14 million users, 14 million followers on a Twitter account would use that to create top of mind awareness. They would use that to stay in contact and have some kind of communication with their members. But Facebook does not feel that's important. Facebook doesn't even feel like it's important enough to just simply pay someone else to do it, like celebrities do. And not only that, with the billions and billions of dollars a year and all the people that they staff, they couldn't even set aside one person to make sure that this happens. To have one person in their company spend 10 minutes a day posting to their 14 million fans, Facebook hasn't used social media, hasn't used Twitter in 6 months. So why would anyone in their right mind not do that? Because they don't need to. They don't need to because the Facebook users do it for them for free. And they're so confident in that even though they have this huge resource of their own fans and followers and those who would share it with their friends and followers, think about that for a second. Over 14 million people, and those people can also retweet what they get. And this company feels it isn't important to utilize that. Why? Because the users of Facebook do it for them for free. These companies are using people under the pretext that they get something out of it of value when there is nothing of value out of it. But they have convinced the people that it is. And that is essentially the number one cause of income inequality, and it is getting worse every year. There are companies out there who are trying to change this. And you might say at this point, oh, she has a point for this. She's trying to sell something else. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to tell you about something that doesn't cost anything, that has a real chance of changing the world. And I'm not just talking about companies that exist today. I'm talking about putting the idea in the world to change this and to stop freeism, to force these companies to start sharing this revenue with the people who are creating the revenue. Because without the people, there's zero revenue. And there is absolutely no reason why a few people should make all the money, the billions of dollars made by billions of people, why they should get all of the money. This video, my name is Jenny. I am the creator of Your Web Base. Your Web Base is an app and a website. We bring together companies that fight freeism, companies like the one in the video, by the creator in the video, and other companies who offer free products, just like other social media and other companies, for example, like WhatsApp, that share a large proportion of their advertising revenue with their users. And by switching from the companies that are causing the freeism to companies that are not, we can force the companies that are causing the freeism to start to pay their users. Because they're not going to just walk away. And if you realize how much money you are worth to Facebook, it would blow your mind. How you might think, okay, so it's $50 a year, but it's not $50 a year. Because you told people, and they told people, and they told people, and they told people. See, these companies share generationally. Why? Because you were a direct contributor to all the people that your people told, and their people told, and their people told. So these companies pay you down 7 and 8 generations. Why? Because that's how social media even exists. If you just told 10 people, if you use Facebook, and over that time you told 10 people about it, and those people told 10 people, and those people told 10 people, by the time you hit just 7 generations, that's 11 million people who wouldn't be using it if it wasn't for you. Think about that. 11 million people at $50 a piece. So it might seem like you're not doing anything, but in fact, you're doing everything. And as a whole, we're definitely doing everything. You're being used. You're being told by a company that it's important for you to be connected. That's the most important thing. But when they have the opportunity to connect, they pass. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please share it. If we share it and get the word out, we can change things. We can't stand by and wait for things to go viral, because these companies that are causing the income inequality are the ones that control what you see on the internet. Unless you go out and send these things to and tell your friends about it, they're not going to see it. Don't think just posting it on Facebook is going to get it seen, because trust me, it isn't. Thank you. Have a great day.